Yesterday, June 2nd, U.S. Secretary of State Rubio sat at the witness stand of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. On the surface, he was there to advocate for the State Department's $36 billion budget for the next fiscal year and go through the approval process. But all the senators present only cared about one thing: the large-scale military operation against Iran at the end of February. After more than 3 months of stalemate, when will it finally come to an end? When will the blocked shipping routes reopen? Regarding the progress of the negotiations, Rubio's words at the hearing were completely unfiltered. They have already agreed to negotiate some aspects of their nuclear program. Just a month ago, even a year ago, they were unwilling to talk at all. Next, the highest levels of the White House sent out signals, claiming the situation is now stable, and the agreement might even be finalized within a week. However, once you shift your gaze from the spotlight of Capitol Hill to the Middle East thousands of miles away, the official narrative and reality run into a huge contradiction. Just 1 day before Rubio spoke, Iran had already officially confirmed, due to U.S. ally Israel continuously carrying out military actions in southern Lebanon, the negotiation process is fully suspended. The U.S. claims the deal is close, but the other side has already walked away from the negotiating table. This extreme information asymmetry is absolutely not a simple PR mistake. It directly exposes the institutional misalignment of a hegemonic nation dealing with complex geopolitical conflicts. Let's break down the core demands raised by the U.S. at the negotiation table. Washington's leadership is urgently demanding the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, but flatly refuses to ease any existing economic sanctions. Even options like allowing the other side to use frozen funds are firmly rejected. In their playbook, opening the Strait is a non-negotiable, mandatory prerequisite. This approach fully displays the arrogance and inertia of America's internal bureaucratic machinery. The politicians on Capitol Hill are used to meeting in air-conditioned conference rooms, wielding heavy sanction lists to apply one-sided pressure. They try to use cost-free future negotiation promises to take the other side's core bargaining chips for nothing. From the perspective of internal interests, the November election season is looming. Domestic fuel prices may blow up at any moment, making the entire governing coalition extremely anxious. Top officials urgently need to reopen this global energy artery to calm voter sentiment, but in Washington's deeply polarized political climate, no one dares to cross the red line of compromising with adversaries. Any move to actually unfreeze funds would immediately spark vicious attacks from rivals, so they want the massive economic benefits delivered by reopening the Strait right away, yet cling tightly to the sanctions stick. They force their own election anxiety into the path of resolving international conflict, thinking that a few optimistic hearing statements, along with some front-page articles, will persuade an opponent that survived months of bombardment to fold. Those decision-makers who have long issued orders from behind their desks simply don't get that in brutal geopolitical conflict, verbal commitments that lack direct benefit exchange aren't even worth a scrap of paper. While Washington politicians are still fiercely debating how to divide the $36 billion annual budget and arguing bitterly about it, civilians temporarily evacuated from southern Lebanon are wrapped in thin blankets, enduring nights next to piles of rubble, with air raid sirens likely to go off at any time. Attempting to use one-sided PR messaging to change the course of the physical world may only lead to even more tragic chaos.